welcome to Radio Bharati. I am Janhvi. Let's begin with the top news headlines of the day. Lok Sabha to take up Women's Reservation Bill for consideration and passage today. Women celebrities and achievers hail introduction of Women's Reservation Bill in the lower house. UN chief calls for major reforms in global institutions including UN Security Council to address modern challenges. WHO calls on China to offer transparency regarding COVID 19 origins. BCCI announces India squad for upcoming three-match ODI series against Australia. China's dominant approaches provided them with 1-0 lead over India in Asian Games. Asian stocks fall as investors nervously await Federal Reserve's policy decision. Stock market. Sensex to end at 67,597, Nifty at 20,133. Now let's discuss the news in brief. The Lok Sabha will today take up the Women's Reservation Bill for consideration and passing. It seeks to provide one-third reservation to women in Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Law and Justice Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal will move the 128th Amendment Bill 2023 in the House to further amend the Constitution of India in this regard. This bill was introduced yesterday on the first day of proceedings of the Lok Sabha in the new Parliament building. The legislation will be officially called as Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. Women celebrities and achievers who visited Parliament hailed introduction of Women's Reservation Bill. Actress Kangana Ranaut termed it a historic day for the nation and the women of the nation. She thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for opening up new avenues for women, saying that we also see women in more active roles like Army and the Air Force. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for major reforms in global institutions, including UN Security Council, to be able to address modern challenges. In his inaugural speech for the 78th session of United Nations General Assembly debates, Mr. Guterres urged redesigning international financial architecture so that it becomes truly universal and serves as a global safety net for developing countries in trouble. The Director General of the World Health Organization (WHO), Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has called on China to offer greater transparency regarding the origins of COVID 19 and expressed readiness to dispatch a second investigative team to examine the matter. The genesis of the pandemic remains unclear almost 4 years after the initial cases were reported at Wuhan in China. The international community has been unable to determine with certainty the origins of the COVID 19 pandemic. Board of Control for Cricket in India (BCCI) has announced the India squad for the upcoming three-match ODI series against Australia. BCCI Chief Selector Ajit Agarkar announced two different teams for ODI series against Australia. KL Rahul will lead the Indian team in the first two matches in the absence of Rohit Sharma, with Ravindra Jadeja being his deputy. Rohit Sharma, senior batsman Virat Kohli and all-rounder Hardik Pandya have been rested for the first two ODIs. However, India will feature a full-strength squad for the third and final ODI. China's dominant approaches have provided them with 1-0 lead over India. Gao Tianyi gave China an early breakthrough as he scored the first goal in just 16 minutes. On the other hand, India is also trying to create an opportunity to equalize the score. Veteran forward Sunil Chhetri is leading India in Group A match at the Huanglong Sports Centre Stadium. 39-year-old Chhetri will also be making it to the record books, joining an elite list of Indian footballers who have led the country at two Asian Games. Asian stocks today fell following flat trade in US markets as investors nervously await the Federal Reserve's policy decision later in the week. Inflation worries also deepened following rise in oil prices towards $100 per barrel. While the Fed is seen keeping borrowing costs on hold tomorrow, debate continues further rate hikes. At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange fell 242 points or 0.4% to end at 67,597 today. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange slipped 59 points or 0.3% to 20,133.